As far as the secondary going into the preseason, what are the things you know about them, and what are the things you want to learn about them?
What I know is we have an experienced group amongst the guys coming back. Obviously, with the addition of Conrad and Edwin and Ashland, Jabril, got to catch these guys up to speed. But for the most part, the guys who were there in spring, know the defense. So we returned a veteran unit, and from what I've seen in the spring, guys can make plays. So that was a big emphasis of mine coming in. We only had 6 interceptions last year, and the emphasis was to get our hands on more balls, and I think we did a good job of that in the spring, and hopefully we continue it.
Fentrell Cypress, new face to Tallahassee, but familiar to the ACC and whatnot. With him, what's been the biggest transition you've seen from him, from his arrival and your arrival, and where he is now?
I think just learning a different defense. Obviously at Virginia, he was a hell of a player, and they played a certain style. Here at Florida State, we like to get up there and challenge and press receivers. And since day one, you can tell that he was a technician. He was a pro in the room. The way he carries himself. So I think the transition went pretty smoothly, and we're expecting big things out of him this year.
You mentioned Conrad Hussey, Edwin Joseph, Ashland Barker, the new safeties that are here. We know King Dent, we know Shaheem Brown, but how does that position kind of fill out after those guys with the new faces?
Yeah, I think Kevin knows he's going to help us out back there. He's a hell of a player. He's a Swiss Army knife. He can do a lot of different things, and he's going to help us in that role along with playing nickel and other positions. But after that, we have KJ Kirkland, who did a terrific job in spring. Got hurt, towards the end. But we're gonna need, one of those guys to emerge. If not 2 or 3, have confidence that those guys could go in the game. There wouldn't be a drop off. So with Ashland and Conrad just getting here, obviously the transition of learning the playbook, getting acclimated with the guys, seeing the game at a different speed may take them a little longer, but I think those guys are talented enough to, when their number called, they can step in and give us, meaningful snaps.
For safety, they're the last line of the defense. What is it that kind of has to be learned at the position before you're field-worthy, trustworthy to go put it out there in a game situation?
Yeah, and I preach to these guys, every day in the meetings, we have to be elite communicators on the back end. Like you said, we the last line of defense, nothing get past us. If we make a mistake back there, it can result in a big play. So, I just think learning the defense, being real vocal back there, not being quiet, and once you make a call, go with it. If you make a call and everybody's playing that particular call, we can live with it. No matter if it's a right call or a wrong call. As long as we're on the same page, I think we'll be fine.
You mentioned Kevin Knowles being a Swiss Army knife, positional versatility. J-Dub's another guy that offers that to you. Just how important it is to have those type of pieces in the secondary where you are able to move guys around and believe they can do multiple different roles for you.
Yeah, it's good when you have multiple guys that can play multiple positions, and more importantly than that, the willingness to do so. You have some guys who are selfish in their ways, and like, no, I'm only a corner, or I'm only a safety. But for these guys to be willing and able to help the team in any way possible, it gives us some flexibility. We can kind of play the matchup game. Dubs, a bigger corner. So if they have a bigger guy in there, in the slot, we probably could put him on it. Vice versa, with the smaller guys, with Kevin and Greedy. It just gives us, position versatility and move guys around, so guys wouldn't have to play 80 snaps a game. So, the more the merrier.
What has Shaheem Brown done over the last few months to show that he's ready to step into that role vacated by Jamie Robinson?
Yeah, Shy, a real cerebral player. He's, I think he feels that it's time to take that next step. The first, 2 years kind of filling out process. He made some plays, last year, but I've been harping to him. This is time. We need you to be an all ACC player. I think he's taken heed to that, and he had a good spring, and did some good things in the summer. Now we waiting on him to take it to the next level. This fall camp and into the season.
Bernardo Green's a guy who some have penciled in as a potential starter for you on the island out there at corner. What is it that Bernardo's so good at, and what can he still improve upon?
The thing with Dula, he's steady. You know, at the cornerback position, you want a steady guy. You don't want a guy who's up and down. You don't want a guy who gets a ball caught on him and his head goes down. You want a guy who's going to be steadfast throughout the game and a guy who you can rely on. And Dula's that guy. He's a great cover guy, but he's also a terrific tackler. So, you know, he's the total package out there in corner, and we expect big things out of him this year.
A.Z. Thomas is one guy I don't think we've talked about yet. I know he had kind of an up and down spring and he was banged up during that time. What is A.Z. capable of, and how confident are you that he is going to bounce back?
Yeah, he was dealing with some injuries throughout spring, so, you know, he was a bit up and down, but he's a talented player. He's going to play some good football for us this year. And he knows what he has to do. He's a young guy, but he's a pro in the room. He does all the right things on and off the field. Like I said, he's talented, and I think he's going to show what kind of football player he is this fall camp. You know, there's still position battles out there, and AZ is definitely one of our best guys back there. So I'm looking for him. I'm excited to see him go out there and compete.